everyone, it's Monica. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be giving you a few tips on how to teach your baby sign language. And speaking from experience with my own 3 children, this has been an incredibly valuable tool to give to my own babies. If you're new to my channel, I post new videos each week on peaceful parenting, healthy living, and life with little ones, and would love for you to consider subscribing if you haven't already. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll never miss any helpful videos. Learning to talk takes time, and it can be incredibly frustrating for us to not know what our babies are trying to communicate, and especially so for them. Luckily though, our babies can learn sign language easily and from an early age. And trust me, you'll be so happy you taught them this tool if you do. Here are the basics of teaching your baby sign language. Teaching baby sign language reduces frustration and tantrums and allows them to communicate early. It gives them a means of communication. It also helps with their language development. You can start teaching baby sign language as early as 6 months. By 6 months of age, most babies have the ability, even though they can't speak, to understand and use language. Though you can start teaching at 6 months, they likely won't start to sign back until 10 to 14 months, so don't give up. One of the best tools I found for teaching baby as well as myself some basic signs were baby sign language books. These will give you a few easy and commonly used signs to start with, and you can use them over and over for consistency to help you and baby learn. Speaking of consistency, it's really important to be consistent and to do a lot of repetition when teaching baby sign language. In the beginning, baby won't sign back, but when you consistently use the signs whenever you're speaking the word or interacting with that thing that you're teaching them, they eventually learn that they can do it too. Start with a few very basic signs, things that you know are ever present in baby's life. And one of the best ones I found to start with is milk, because honestly, what is better to a baby than milk? Whenever my babies would start to nurse, or I knew that they wanted to nurse, I would say, "Do you want some milk?" Once they started feeding, I would look at them and say, "Milk, you're having milk." This is great because as they're doing it, they're learning that association between the word milk, the sign milk, as they're actually feeding. Next up, we're gonna model and show them how to do it. So you're gonna say the word, and you're also going to do the action, and then you're gonna take their hands and their arms and you're gonna do the action for them so that you teach them how to do it. Every time you see that object or every time you say that word, make sure to use the sign so that they begin to make that association. And remember, baby signs are not gonna be perfect, but you're gonna learn what that sign is. You're gonna recognize it even though you show them, like I taught my baby help like this, but she usually has her hands apart and then she does help like this. So just like with anything else, as you're paying attention to your baby, you're gonna learn the way your baby does the sign. And they don't have to be perfect, that's okay. It's all about communication and just being able for them to express what they're trying to say to you. I'm just gonna rapid fire a few signs that I found helpful for us to start with, and then you guys can take those and go with them, or maybe there's more signs that are more relevant for you and your family. So like I said, the first one I teach is milk, and that looks like this. Next is eat, and that just looks like this. Next up is drink, and drink looks like this. Like you have a cup and you just flip it up like this. So the next sign is water, and that looks like this. You're just gonna make a W and then move it towards the face like this. And like I was saying, the signs aren't gonna be perfect. My baby, who's 15 months right now, will do water like this. And this is her sign for water. So I taught her like this, but this is what she can do. But I know when she's doing this, this means water. Next up is more. This one's super simple. If they want some more of whatever you're giving them, say more, more. After more, it's gonna be all done. So when baby starts eating and you're not sure if they're wanting more or if they're all done, these are great signs. Instead of them getting frustrated or you getting frustrated, they can say more if they want more, or they can say all done when they're done. That's when you just make a little seat and then you smooth it straight down to your bed. Hungry. Next up is mom, mom, and then dad is like this. It's just an open hand tapping in the head. Dad. Another one that my babies have all loved is night-night. So another sign that we do in our home is the sign for potty or toilet, which is this is the T, and then you shake it like this. And we usually say potty, potty. And this is a great tool if you're doing EC. If you don't know what EC is, check out my video, which I'll pop into the info card up here, for elimination communication, which is early infant potty learning. So teaching your baby how to use the potty from birth. The next one is if you have a pet, so maybe you have a cat, which looks like this, cat, cat, or a dog, which is just tapping like your leg. Let's pretend that's my leg. You're just tapping your leg kind of awkward to do the shot here. But it's just tapping like your thigh, like you're calling a dog. Dog, and you can snap, but the babies don't ever do that, so we usually just tap our leg and say dog. Next up is baby, and this is like you just make a little, like you're rocking a baby, and babies really love to do this one, so you're just gonna do the little rocking arm, and that's one that they can do really easily, even from when they're really tiny. And then the last one on my list is help, because I feel like a lot of times babies are trying to reach a toy, or they're trying to get something, or they just can't do it themselves and they need help, and that's when they get super frustrated, and usually they'll start to cry or whine. But you can also teach them the sign for help, which looks like this. When my baby was little, his ball got stuck under the TV table and he couldn't get the ball, but he looked over to me and he said, help, because in the past when he needed help with something I just showed, oh, do you need some help? Help. My daughter now, she actually, when she first learned the sign, she would just throw something where she couldn't get it just so that she could say, help, help. So once baby begins to get that association and starts to get these first few signs and know that they can gesture to communicate, begin adding more signs of things that they're interested in. If she sees an airplane going through the sky, you can show her the sign for airplane. If she's really into dogs at the park, that's a great time to introduce the sign for dog. So just kind of follow baby's lead here and add the signs that are most pertinent to the baby in those situations. I found the best way to learn the new signs as they come up is just a simple Google search. So let's say baby's outside playing and they see a butterfly and I don't know the sign for butterfly. I'll just whip out my phone and I'll say American Sign Language for butterfly. Usually either a description will come up or a quick little video that's like 5 seconds long, shows me how to do the sign, and then right there in real time I can teach them the sign for butterfly. Lastly, I'm gonna give you 3 quick tips for success. First tip is just to keep it light and fun and just get rid of any expectations and leave any frustrations behind. They will pick it up when they are ready. Second is to be patient and consistent. And third is to get other family members and caregivers, people that are going to be interacting with babies, on board too. Make sure that they know their most basic signs so that they can read their signs, and also keep that consistency with them. Teaching baby sign language is an easy and effective way to give babies a voice early on. My baby is delighted to be able to say what she needs in a clear way, and I must say it's also just like, for some reason, the cutest thing ever. Learning to communicate that they have a voice and it matters to us what they say sets them up in those critical years of development to learn to be effective communicators. And be sure to check out my video on how to teach babies to talk early for even more great tips on how to develop those early language skills. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really helps out my channel. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.